This summer, Crunchyroll premiered their new anime God of High School. The trailers immediately pulled me in, so I had to check it out when it dropped. But now that season 1 is over, I gotta ask myself, was it worth watching? What is good, YouTube? It's your number one hero, Black Deku, and today I want to give you my review on Crunchyroll's latest anime, God of High School. Getting right into it, on the surface, God of High School is about 3 teenagers, Jin, Han, and Mira, who enter into a tournament called the God of High School, where the winner will have any wish of their choosing granted. Off rip from episode 1, this show tells you exactly what you're in for. Clean ass art, smooth animation, and an overdose of action on top of more action, which is the biggest positive I can give this show. The art, animation, but most of all the fight scenes are for the most part on point. I want to say you're looking for at least one dope ass fight scene per episode. And did I already mention how good the fights are? I mean, look what I'm showing you on the screen. They are incredible, easily some of the best I've seen in a long time. There are few shows out there that do fight scenes as good as this anime. The animation is fluid, the camera work is dynamic as hell, and the choreography is so top notch. It's as if the animators took their time and did their homework on many different fight styles to make the fights look as real and genuine as possible, before the superpowers get thrown in, of course. But nonetheless, they are entertaining and outright fun to watch. Also, for those who didn't know, Studio Mappa, the animators for this show, is the exact same studio animating the final season of Attack on Titan. So, that shit is basically guaranteed to be fire at this point. And while they didn't get too much development, I still really enjoyed the 3 main characters a lot, particularly Han's backstory and reason for entering the tournament and Jin's overall character. He's very much the Korean version of Goku, always trying to fucking fight somebody, but nonetheless, he was still my favorite character in the show. Going into my negatives, this anime being only 13 episodes is what I believe to be the source of most, if not all of its problems. First off, the pacing of this show has to be one of the fastest I've seen in any anime ever. You can clearly tell the studio is trying to get a lot done with so few episodes. It's like, I could follow what was happening for like the first half of the show, but the second half, if you sat me down in a room with nothing but a piece of paper and a pen and told me to write a summary for the second half of the season, I couldn't fucking do it. But hey man, it looked cool. Many times I found myself thinking, who the fuck is this nigga? What? What the fuck is that? The second half of this show, deadass throws around maybe a dozen new characters at you, none that you really get to know that well or get attached to, and the story changes from one thing to another so quickly, unless you read the webtoon, you are guaranteed to not know what the fuck is going on. And the power scaling, good god, that shit will creep to a different level in the span of a single episode. First, you're dealing with a lot of martial arts, nothing too crazy, nothing out of this world, but as fast as you can snap your fingers, we're dealing with a lot of crazy supernatural shit. Okay, so you're reading this right? God of High School? Yeah, remove the high school part, get that shit out of here. But this right here alone describes the power level that this show heads towards. Like, of course, like it was bound to happen, but god damn, how did they get it happen in season 1? The narrative doesn't just border on the lines of incoherence, more like blast straight through those lines like a runaway train. Like, the story is there, it's just not being told since everything is being crammed into 13 episodes. I'm actually really intrigued so much by what I do understand that I'm certain that I'd really enjoy the story if I completely knew what was going on. But oddly enough, none of that ever took away from my enjoyment of this show. What God of High School lacks in its story, it easily makes up for in its action. Yes, a lot of the fights kind of do lack substance since you don't really care for a lot of the characters, but they're just so goddamn entertaining, you're not gonna care. Like, they're so well done. Despite the fact that the narrative had already flown into the stratosphere, I was still looking forward to a new episode every Monday. So, was this show worth watching? And if you haven't already, should you watch this show? The answer to both of those questions is hell yes. Despite this show's shortcomings, I gotta recommend it. It just has a certain charm to it, unlike any other anime I've seen in recent memory. It's just one big ass roller coaster ride that I didn't want to get off of. It's a ridiculous amount of fun. Unless you're someone who really cares about narrative in their anime, I recommend you watch this show, especially since it's only 13 episodes. At the very least, you get a ton of cool fights out of it, if nothing else. And I hope they greenlight a season 2 real soon, because this is easily one of my new favorite anime in recent memory, and hopefully we get a full-length season instead of only half, so that way we actually get to know about the story more. Alright, that's all I got for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, make sure to follow me on my Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. All of that in the description box below. This has been your number one hero, and I'm out. Peace.